Eternal cyclic journey of souls through three worlds. This is part one of the 5-part series. And this journey will be validated by 9 laws of world drama of souls based on branches of the physics, namely classical mechanics, theory of relativity, quantum mechanics, and quantum field theory. These branches of the physics are classified based on the size of 5 elements. This is a subatomic size, and this is the normal size. This is a subatomic size. Here the speed is normal, where this speed is approaches to the velocity of light. Classical mechanics, we can see classical mechanics will have normal size and normal speed. And this is what we study in schools and initial years of the college. Quantum mechanics deals with the subatomic size. Theory of relativity deals with when the speed approaches this velocity of the light. And quantum field theory is when the speed approaches velocity of light and size is subatomic. We are now going to talk about two worlds. One is a soul world and another is a human world. The soul world will have no space and time. And that is why those physics laws are not involved. So if some actor which is involved from the soul world, then we may have to use some law of metaphysics. This presentation is divided into 5 parts. This part is highlights, which are going to highlight other 4 parts. The highlights would include, we define the drama. What drama consists of the 3 actors and 2 worlds. One is soul world and another is a human world, which we live. And all this drama is controlled by the 9 laws, and which are classified into 4 macro laws. So there are 4 macro laws and 9 micro laws. And all these laws will try to validate with these branches of the physics or a metaphysics. And based on these laws, it will ultimately culminate into a cyclic journey that we shall see. The laws 1 to 5 is going to talk about whether drama is linear. There is, of course, a question mark, but then it doesn't talk anything about the quality. Law 6, which is a thermodynamics law, talks about the drama is naturally going downhill, or so in philosophical spiritual term, going from sato to tamo. So it is going downhill. Now, downhill to what extent? So if it has to be cycle, then it has to go uphill also. So law 7 and 8 talks about the drama is a cycle, then law 7 and 8 are applicable. And the cyclic journey of the souls, the rules of those journey and actual journey will be talked about in the final part, cyclic journey. Here the highlights are going to talk about all these 4 parts. And first we will see, we'll try to define the drama. So drama is actors and the world. So they're going to actually 3 actors and there are going to be the 2 worlds. And these actors are Purush means soul, Prakriti means 5 element or nature, Param Purush means supreme soul, and the journey is across the 2 worlds. So there is a soul world and there is a human world. So the soul is going to travel to and fro from the soul world and human world. Let us define what is the soul world. Soul world is made up of sixth element, which may be called as a Brahma Tattva, or soul world will be, we can call it moksha or param dham or seventh heaven. Soul world has, of course, if you differentiate with human world, then there is no space and time. There are no five elements. And it is the beyond the boundary of human world plus universe. And so that boundary is indicated by the red color, and this boundary, there are some 99 million light years is the diameter of universe as defined in the science. This is all, the soul world is beyond this, beyond that boundary. Soul world, of course, is the residence of the souls, and souls have to be in the purest form. The pure form is defined, is something called as a Q. So this green color is what it is called as a Q. And that Q is defined as culmination of Gyan plus Pavitrata plus Shanti plus Prem plus Khushi plus Anand plus Shakti. This is the inherent nature of the soul. And every soul will have percentage of these characteristics. And this power, so this is Shakti means a power. We'll have 8 powers, which are the Sahan Shakti, Samane ki Shakti, Sametne ki Shakti, Vistar se swar mein le jane ki Shakti, Parak Shakti, Nirnay Shakti, Samna Shakti, and Sayog Shakti. This Shakti we will talk is the part of the conscious mind of the soul, and this quality is the part of the subconscious or the unconscious mind of the soul that we will see now. So in the soul world, it will have subconscious, unconscious mind, and that will have a Q, and it will also have 2 scripts. So there are some souls which have 2 scripts, script S and script B. S means soul conscious script, script B means body conscious script. Script S is indicated by a dotted line, and script B is depicted by the blue color. We will see how this script is executed. And once script starts getting executed, the scripts and everything is executed in human world. In soul world, everything is at standstill. Nothing moves because there is no space and time. Now, so we have seen there is a inherent charge of every soul. There are script, soul script with soul conscious and body conscious script, and this charge which we already defined. Now every soul, there are going to be around 900 crore souls in the soul world. So this charge depends on the length of the part which soul is going to play in the human world. And we shall see that these souls are arranged in kind of an inverted tree in the soul world. So high charged souls are at the top of the tree or at the top of the inverted tree, and the low charged souls will at the bottom of the inverted tree. And based on the charge of the soul, souls will have a distinct part to play in the world. It is based on the specific time. As I said, there are 2 types of the souls. One with script S and B. Then there are other souls These are the souls with a lower charge, which will have only script B, because there is only script B, so it only have some subset of the part. Script S and B, when it will have a higher part, more part, and that is why charge has to be more, so that it can sustain the drama or the duration of the drama. So this is of the script B. There will be only a script B, which is blue color, and then there is a basic charge, which is a Q. Now, soul world has one unique soul, which is called as the supreme soul, or we can so call it the Param Purush, supreme soul. This is a Param Purush. This soul, which we were talking in the soul world, they are called as a Purush. Why it is called as a Purush means Puru means body, and Shah means somebody who stays in that body, and that is why the soul which stays in the body, and that is why it is called as a Purush. Now, let us distinguish between supreme soul and normal souls. We are, of course, only going to talk about human souls. Now, supreme soul, the normal soul will have a number. As I said, there are 900 crore souls. So each soul will have a number starting from 1 to 900 crores, and each soul will have a distinct charge and a distinct script. So based on that, the roles are being played by the respective souls. Supreme souls, the number will be 0, and that its name is called as a Shiv. Here the names of the souls will, will be depending on the body that soul takes. So every birth it will have a different name, but Supreme Soul doesn't take body, and that is why its name is, this is the only soul where the name is assigned to the soul. That here, of course, the charge is infinity. So all those 7 characters and 8 powers which we talked about, which we are going to talk, are going to be infinity. It will have its own script. And then this soul has its energy, which is going by the quantum physics laws, which is the Planck constant multiplied by the frequency. Key is that frequency is always less than 0. So this is always a discharging. Whereas in normal soul, energy is H in frequency, but frequency is always greater than 0. And that frequency is nothing but the thought or the vibrations. So this is how the soul communicates with environment and also communicates with the body, is based on vibrations or the thoughts, and the frequency is always greater than 0, and because it is greater than 0, so it always discharges. So normally the soul, the power of the soul which is in the soul world, it always keeps on discharging. So that is the characteristic. Here the frequency is less than 0. Here frequency is greater than 0. Here frequency is less than 0. So it is this. So it will always be a charging frequency, and that is the distinction between supreme soul and the soul. So this is the frequency less than 0, frequency greater than 0. Q is distinct, where here Q is infinity. There is a script. Here there are 2 scripts, and it doesn't take birth. So there is no, it doesn't go into the life and death cycle. But then if it has to play the role in the human world, then there is a phenomena called Avtaran. So this is the supreme soul, and it is a Chaitanya. It is not church. It is it is like a soul of a human being, but it doesn't take body, and it is the only truth, or it is the only thing which is eternal. Let me- Now, Now we'll talk about the human world. Human world is made up of the five elements. The soul world is made up of only six element, that is a Brahma Tattva. And of course, there is no space and time, and here it is all space and time. Now, as soon as the soul enters the human world to an embryo of a mother, it will always generate a conscious mind layer. Let us see which is nothing but mind plus intellect. Let us define the conscious. So conscious is mind plus intellect, means man plus buddhi. It is like a read-only memory or RAM, and which is volatile memory, and it is always initialized at the time of the birth, and it is birth and death. That is the cycle of initialization. So this is the conscious mind. And the subconscious or unconscious mind, which we have already seen, which is the Q and the script. Q and script makes subconscious and unconscious mind. And it is like the hard disk. So that hard disk portion is a permanent, and that is why those hard disk portion will always be the part of the soul world. And only when it comes to the human world, then based on the environment and based on the content of the hard work, conscious mind, which is which is volatile, and that is generated. Now let us see how these scripts. So we have talked about script S, which is a dotted line. So once the script is executed in the human world, so that size of the script is reduced. So as the size of the script is reduced, so initially this was the size of this is the size, and this is the script. So as the size of the script is reduced, that means what happens? Then initially this is the script. So later gradually then the size of the script is reduced, and then gradually it will become this. It will become this size, then this size, then this size. So automatically Q will automatically get reduced. So this outer layer will, till the size of the Q will come, it shrink and it will come to this particular layer. So as the script is executed, the it obvious that the Q is getting reduced. So this is how the script S is executed. The script B, which is a blue color, once it's executed, so script S is like a lubrication layer. So full lubrication layer is applied in the soul world. When it plays out, the lubrication layer peels off. And that is where then that means the effectiveness of the lubrication uh, keeps going down. And that is why the inherent charge is going down. As far as script B is concerned, script B has no lubrication layer. So as when script B is executed, more and more black layer is getting again. So initially, this is the black layer, and after some time, these black layers will keep on increasing. So script B once executed, we will get this black layer, and we'll try to define those black layer, which we are going to call it as a vikar. We are going to define black layer. So in subconscious mind, we have all original seven qualities. Plus, if part of the script B, script S is the controls the charge of this thing. It is a lubrication layer, or we will be able to understand it is something which is pralabd, which is acquired by doing purusharth in human world. So this pralabd peels off, and in script B, once it is executed, we'll get more and more vikar, and we'll get more and more black layer. So this Q plus this black layer will get at any point of the time in human world, we will get this net charge. So this is what is the hard disk is there. This is what is the RAM is there. And soul, we have seen this energy is HF, and which is a thought or a vibration. The frequency is always greater than zero, so it is always discharging. And because it is discharging while playing the role, means executing the scripts, in which we have seen this is the script. So this is in script S. When it is executing, discharge will be less. When script B is executing, the discharge will be much higher. So because of the vika, and the soul is what we define as, it's called as a purush. Let me- Now, of course, soul wants to play, so it will, based on this Q charge, it will generate the human. This is the energy body, and then based on the energy body, our normal body is generated. So that also is controlled by the charge of the soul. And the distinction which we have seen, that this is life death cycle. So here supreme soul will never have a body. So that I made a cross mark. There is one more distinction between the soul and supreme soul. Another thing which we already seen, that supreme soul is the only one where frequency is less than zero. So charging frequency, souls are always discharged. And sometimes some people can have a frequency equal to zero. So that is some, we can't call it a samadhi, but that is the all we soul can do without the help of supreme charge is the frequency is equal to zero. That means at that particular point of time there is no discharge, but of course there is no charge. Now the soul, we call it as a soul with a specific charge, is will work as a kind of observer. And the observed thing is the phi element. This is what we are going to use in one of the laws of world drama, which use a quantum physics. So soul is a role of the observer, and the observed is the phi element. Now the phi element is nature or particle. So if you classify, the phi element ultimately are made up of electrons and quark. You cannot go further than that. Uh, so the quark, three quarks based on neutrons and protons, but ultimately talk about electrons. And we are going to, in our human, this discussion, we are only going to talk about electrons to analyze how phi element behaves in in human world, because the phi element will have a duality. Means duality is, once it is observed, it behaves differently. It behaves like a mass or like a phi element, which we can see the tangible things. And if it is unobserved, in reality, it behaves like an energy. That equation of energy is given by the Einstein mc square. So if we want to distinguish between Purush and Prakriti, or soul and phi element, the soul will never have any mass or charge. Here, phi element will have some mass, of course, very some mass. It will always have some charge. The electron is negative charge. Some quarks are positive charged, some quarks are negatively charged. And the energy equation is in unobserved way. The energy equation is given by E mc square. M is a mass and C is the velocity of the light, and this is called as the rest energy. This was given by the Einstein. Where here, this is where the quantum physics, this energy is based on the Planck constant multiplied the frequency of the thoughts or frequency of the vibration. And but this phi element, it behaves in a dual role. So sometimes it behaves like a matter, mass, or sometimes it behaves like a energy. We shall see in the details. So that behavior is based on observer. So once the soul is observed, once it is observed, then it behaves like a mass, and if it is unobserved, it behaves like an energy. Those things we shall see later on. Because once the soul takes the body, it will do the karmas. We will see all these three karmas I'll define now. Before that, soul and fire element is interacted by the photon. So photon is a kind of the energy of the soul. So soul interacts with, as we say, both are energy. So they interact using the photon. So Purush and Prakriti interacts. And also we will see that Supreme Soul and the soul also interacts. And there is going to be two-way communication, because I say that it is the Chaitanya, soul is the Chaitanya, so they can always interact. And these interactions we will define is called as Raj Yoga, and it is also based on electromagnetic waves. The principle is almost similar. Now we have talked about script S, script B, and there are some souls with only script B. So what happens when script S is getting executed, then we get karma is equal to 0. So there is no karma bhog. When script B, which is a black color, when it is executed, then it's plus and minus. So there is always a karma bhog. It may be plus or minus. So this is what we are encountering now. So that is, and the plus we can call sukh minus dukh. 0 means no sukh dukh, but that means everything is deterministic. So we can call it as a sada sukh. So that is karma is sada sukh. And then there is a God conscious karma. So that is a God conscious karma is a purusharth. This is what karma we have to do to generate the script S. So if I want to generate the script S, then I have to do the God conscious karma. And this script is executed in the next cycle. And then only we get that karma is equal to 0. The details we shall see later on. So we have seen the drama, we have seen three actors, Purush, Prakriti, fire element, Param Purush. Now onwards, we are going to call them Purush, Prakriti, and Param Purush, and we will see the interaction of all the threes, and we are going to the interaction of the soul world and human world. And this is how, and all the laws which are going to applicable are, all these drama parameters are given, and all those laws. This is a prerequisite to understand all these laws. Let me this. Now, as I said, there's these 9 laws which we shall see are classified in the 4 macros, 4 macro laws, where it defines the drama. These we will see these laws in a very macro level fashion. The first law is kind of defining the drama, and it is this, and it has a 5 micro laws. There's one macro law, is 5 micro laws, and it is based on quantum physics and theory of relativity. What it does is that it is trying to, this is the line, this is the timeline. It is trying to define the drama is kind of a predefined script, and that script is written in the soul. So what it's trying to say is that Purush controls the Prakriti, that we shall see based on the quantum physics and theory of relativity. So here, this line, this Purush controls the Prakriti, it doesn't talk anything about the quality, because quality is going to talk in the law 6a and 6b. So drama is a line but then we do not know about the quality. Means that is for sure that Purush controls the behavior of the Prakriti, and the behavior of the Purush is also controlled by the script, which we already have seen. We have seen the two scripts, script S and script B. So these scripts, which are in the part of the Purush, or we can say they are in our forehead, and of course soul is in the forehead, and that is the only reason uh, we will have a transplant of all parts, but we will never have the transplant of the brain. And of course, we are all souls, because that also can be proved by the, uh, birth regression analysis and all that. It can be always be proved that there is a there is a punarjan. We will not go into the detail of this. So Purush controls the Prakriti, and this is true for the whole cycle. Now, so this line is the drama is the line. Purush controls the Prakriti, and this we are talking about the only two actors, and then quality means the slope of the line we do not know. So here we have assumed the slope is equal to 0. Now, this is the first macro law, which consists of the 5 micro laws, which is a quantum physical theory of relativity. Now we are going to talk about second macro law, which says that, so it talks about this is x-axis, it talks about the y-axis, which is the quality axis, and because we have already shown that A1 controls A2, and because A1 controls A2, we are using the common axis for Purush and Prakriti, and this axis is going to talk about the quality. And what it says is that Satotu Tamo, the quality is going down. As the script is executed or as time is executed, we will see the quality is going down, and this is shown by this particular line. So these actors, both actors are becoming Sato to Tamo, or their quality is going down, and down to what level? It can go up to minus infinity also. Now there is how this quality goes down. So as per the sixth law, this is red line talks about the law 6a, and the black line talks about the 6b. So this is when script S is executed, and this is when script B is executed. S is a soul conscious script. So we can say that soul consciousness is kind of an ideal environment, and this is a real environment, which is what we are undergoing. Ideal environment means it is as if that some lubrication layer is applied, and that lubrication layer is peeled off. So, so during playing, we are not affected by the karmic account, and that is why it is defined as at this particular point of time, we are going to say that karma is equal to 0. And, and here in real environment, this is a black line. So there will be because of the script B, with body consciousness, there will be karmic account. So it will be, karma will be positive or negative. And because of the karma is positive and negative, and this is what is this line. So this talks about law 6a. This talks about law 6b. And ultimately, Purush follows the Prakriti. Purush controls the Prakriti. So the Purush becomes Sato to Tamo, but then it is a less slope. Here, Purush becomes Sato to Tamo here, but then it will be, a slope will be higher, or you can say that it could have gone to exponential also. So it can be, this kind of the curve. So because it is becomes more and more tamo, so this line is, this black layer is shown. So when in the journey you will get more and more black layer, so it will become tamo, and this black layer can go up to infinity also. So this is what law 6a and law 6b says. This is script S is executed in the cycle called Satyuga and Treta Yuga, or golden or silver age, and this is is a copper and iron age. So this is executed in copper and iron age. So this talks about law 6a and law 6b. The equation, see, this was the equation of the drama as per the law 1 to 5, where Purush script is controlling the proposal. It only talks about two actors, and we never know about the quality. Here we know that law 6 determines that drama is going downhill. So slope is negative, and this you can call it efficiency. The efficiency is equal to M1 and M2. So here M1 is, it only depends on the external ideal condition. It only depends on the environment, and M2 is external plus internal. We can talk about the vikar. So vikar is something internal to soul, or which is equivalent to entropy of the phi element. So this is M2, and this M2, it need not be linear, it could even be curved or exponential. So we know that M1 is negative, M2 is much more negative. And that is why, so the efficiency here is always is reducing, but here the reduction of the efficiency is much more, and it can reduce so much. Then if it is minus infinity, the efficiency can become zero. So you can call it as a thermal breakdown, or because of the vikars and because of the so many vikalps, human brain or human soul, because human soul controls human brain, so human soul will not be able to work. So this is going to be the scenario. So this talks about Sato-Tamo cycle. So this we have seen law 1 to 5. We have seen law 6a and 6b. Now we can now now the key is that how much downward it can go, and if the things is eternal, that we will see. Now, if it is going to be a cycle, so as I said that this is going to Sato to Tamo, and if it is cycle, then again there is a Tamo to Sato, and if that is going to happen, if it is cycle, then again it has to come back to the x-axis, then only it will become a cycle. So whether drama is cycle or not, and if drama is a cycle, so as far as law of physics is concerned, physics says that it has to go to minus infinity because entropy efficiency has to go down, or entropy is going is always increasing. But if it is a cycle, we shall see why it is a cycle, or there are a lot of evidences which says that drama has to be a cycle because it cannot become, because there is ati to ant. So if there is ati, then there has to be and. So this cycle going up to tamo, there is and. So if there is an and, then it has to become sato to tamo, and that the physics cannot do anything. So you have to use the metaphysics thing, and that is what is metaphysics. So there is some kind of param purush avtaran. So this is what is a param purush avtaran. That is a part of the law 7. So there is avtaran and param purush avtaran that will make purush tamo to sato. So the purush vikar of the purush will be controlled, and based on the vikar, the entropy will be controlled. Otherwise, the entropy can never, the vikar has to go down, then and then entropy will go down. Otherwise, by physics, entropy is always going up. And if it is going to be a cycle. So there is a avtaran, purush tamo to sato, and this is the metaphysics law of avtaran. And once that happens, then law 8, how these are executed. So this vikar becomes zero. So purush tamo to sator, vikar has to become zero if there is going to be cycle. Then there are two ways, by yog or by bhog. So red arrow is by yog. So by yog you can make vikar zero, or by bhog, by black arrow you can make a vikar is equal to zero. So it is, you can do it by either lubricating it or by reshaping it, or by heat treatment or whatever it is. So these are the two ways you can do recur is 0, and that is what is talked about by law 8. Law 7 says whether drama is cycle or not. It discusses that, then it is certain it is a cycle, and if it is cycle, then there has to be Param Purush Avtaran, and it's as per the Gita slow yada yada. And once that is happened, then and then time is 0, and then cycle is possible. So there is Avtaran, that is the 7. Then 8th law is then by yog or by the bhog, you have to go back to the cycle. And while doing that, so this is also this is sato, tamo, then tamo it is sato. There is very much less time you have to become from tamo to sato. It is kind of a settlement period, or day of judgment, or we call it a sangam yug. So here this is the time where you have to settle the things, and this is actually the time of settlement has come now. And see, it again becomes tamo to sato, because it has to become a tamo to sato, because as I said, this is a soul world, this is orange color, and this is human world. And in the soul world, if it again has to go back to the soul world, then it has to again purify it. It has to come to the same state as it was in soul. As you say that in soul world, no work can take place. Everything is at standstill in the soul world. So this is becoming tamo to sato here, and that is, and the laws which are used is metaphysics, plus there are other laws which we shall uh, discuss about the other laws. And then because it is becoming tamo sato, so we can see next cycle will start, because you have come here to the x-axis, again next cycle will start, because the next cycle will start. So we will say that this is a cycle. So we have confirmed that this is law 7 and 8 is confirmed that it is a cycle. And so drama is equal to cycle. So equation from the line to downward line, it will come back to the cycle. So the equation of the drama is, initially we thought it is a line, then we thought that it is a downgraded line, then that line has the two paths, and then we said it will again go back. So this is how the drama. So drama is actually a cycle. So this is what is what. And now this drama cycle. So now we will see the cyclic journey. So this cyclic journey is also deemed as a spiritual journey. I'll explain how. So this we have seen. We have seen drama is line with negative slope, and then we have ultimately concluded drama is, if it is drama is eternal, drama has to be cycle. And if the key point is that if drama is a cycle, then here up to laws 7, we were only talking about Purush and Prakriti. That Param Purush comes here, and that is the third actor of our drama. And because of this third actor only, the drama is a cycle. And that is the key. Now we see what is the contribution of this third actor. As we say that there are two ways you can go to this axis by red arrow. Red arrow means it is you can purify yourself using yoga. If you do the yoga, then you are able to generate your script. You will be able to generate the script as, and either if you do it by bhog, karma yoga, and that, so then you can generate this script S. This is what we are talking about, script S. So this script S is generated in the law 8, the script S is generated, and then only we'll be able to, so this is what is a purusharth, and then we will be able to reap the fruits or the pralabdha, which is a lubricating layer. So this lubricating layer you have to apply in this red area, so that if those souls who will able to recognize Paramatma, and you will able to do yoga, or communicate with it, then they will be doing the karma, which is the God conscious karma, because they recognize the God. And so that once all the work which is done, recognition of the God is called as a God conscious work, and that generates script S. And once that script S is generated, and then you will be able to follow in the next cycle this red line, this karma is equal to zero. And this is what is actually the definition of the spirituality. That is the definition of the spirituality. And if those souls who don't follow, so those souls only have a script B. This is the souls which are having both script S and script B. Those souls who don't follow this is the script B. So then their settlement is by reshaping, or by bhog or karma bhog, and then they will only be able to enjoy only this black, only the duration of this black line, or they will only be in the Dwapar and Kalyug. They will not be able to use golden and silver age, or where there is a sadasuk, or where there is a no karma bhog. And that, so here the black line is a karma bhog, and this is a karma yoga, and that is what is the definition of the spirituality. And then this is how the cyclic journey we shall see in this part. We will see the rules of the journey, are like what is a gati, sadgati, durgati, and how this is attracted. So those rules we shall see in the interaction, that with the cyclic journey we shall see. It will take care of three actors, three worlds. We'll talk about angel world also. And then so what we have talked is, we have talked about one cycle. So kalp is a cycle. There are three worlds we talk about. There are two human worlds, which we have seen, the script S and script B. So the script S is, so the script S we can solve is the nirvikari world, and script B is called as a vikari world. So we have seen the two worlds. We have seen three karms. So you have seen karm zero, karma, here karma is zero, karm plus minus. That is when you executed, and here while doing it we can make it a karma which is a God conscious karma. So there are three karmas we have seen. We have seen two scripts. We have seen five yugs, means we have seen gold, silver, copper, and iron age. And then once there is Avtaran, so there is it is coincides with the Iron Age. So but somebody who recognizes this, for them it is a Diamond Age. So there are five yugs are there, and all the Purusharth you have to do it in Diamond Age. So doing Purusharth in Diamond Age is deemed as a spirituality. And then we have seen what are the physics laws applicable. The main laws are quantum physics and relativity here, thermodynamics is here. There's metaphysics laws, but and there are a lot of classical laws are also resonance. Then classical laws of the there is a resonance. Then there is a law of the focusing. Then law of the electromagnetic. All these laws, while communicating with supreme soul, all these classical laws are also will be discussed. And those we will not discuss in detail. We have seen these four macro laws, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then these are the micro laws. There are five laws are here. Then this 6A and B, two laws are here. This is a generic law. Generic law means it is everything is downgraded. This says that there is a red line. This is a black line. Then if it is a cycle, then if it is cycle, then there are two ways that we have seen. Then there is Avtaran that we have seen. Okay, and then this is very important. This arrow is very important, and that arrow has been shown here also. See this arrow. This is what is the spirituality. If you do the Purusharth, here, you will get the Pralabdha over there. So that the same arrow is duplicated here, and then there will be a cyclic journey. So there are the rules of the journey that we will not show in the detail of these. These are the rules of the journey, and the science, quantum theory, theory of relativity, classical theory, metaphysics theory, entropy, efficiency, Rajog, all these things we shall see. So, so now these 9 micro laws and what we have already seen about the two worlds and the nine micro lexi, we shall now see how preliminary how the journey, so based on the laws, how we are, use these laws and how it laws culminate into the cyclic journey that we shall see now. So this is a cyclic spiritual journey of the soul, where we say that we shall see that the charge of the soul, it becomes from sato to tamo, this arrow, then again tamo to sato, and that makes the cycle. So all the cycle is all based on the charge of the purush, and that is how the cycle goes. Here it is shown like this charge is, reducing, again increasing, and this is how the charge is becomes. So the details we shall see here. We already seen this is the soul world, with no space and physics. It is just kind of a revision. Then this is the human world, blue color, which is 5 element, which already seen. Now we are going to define the spirit or soul, which is nothing but eternal conscious energy. This is our first actor of our drama. We have seen the energy, thought energy frequency is 0. That always greater than 0. It is always discharging. It has, in human world, it has a man, buddhi or conscious mind, and then is the subconscious mind. This is a hard disk. This is a RAM. This where this color. This is a black is the subconscious and unconscious mind, and this original Sarkar is a green. So this is the original Sarkar is a Q. This is what is going up and down. So these two makes subconscious and unconscious mind, and in soul world this has to be 0. And to make this 0 is what is a spirituality. Now we have already seen that there is every soul is a number, there is a charge, and that is a human DNA, which is the 7 sanskar, which you already seen. This is the first actor. This is a Purush. There are 2 scripts, one blue and this. This is dotted lines. And there are some souls which are only 1 script. And you can see that these are the souls with less Q. So in soul world, there are at least 33 crore souls with double scripts, and the balance scroll out, we'll have a single script. Then we already talked about the Prakriti, which is the second element. Prakriti is a duality, and when it is observed, it behaves like M. Otherwise, by default, it behaves like energy. And what is observed is when it is observed by the soul. So that already we have seen. Now we will see some journey rules. We will not see in the detail because this is the soul journey. Either it could have been cycle or it could have been like this. So journey, there will be entry rules, exit rules, transfer means death. These are the entry exit rules. Then we have also seen that the Q or the charge, it depends on the length of the script. Here double script, the charge is more. So those souls will come in the play from here, and this soul where there's only single script will come somewhere in between when there is only executing script B. So this is only script B, this is script S, and script B. Now we shall see, we will try to define the death. So this is the soul, so there is a death, it will go to the womb of the mother, and based on the charge, it will have a energy body, and based on the energy body, the body is created. Now, when soul comes into the human world, the script is executed, and that script is executed, we call it a karma. So as we see the script is executed, we have seen the law. So somehow let's try to give the analogy. So it will always become from the new to old. So it is kind of, initially there is a kind of the lubrication layer. So this is the lubrication layer. So once this is the maximum lubrication layer, this lubrication layer is gone. So the charge is reduced. So this is the script S, or Nirvikari world execution. And then the friction starts. The one friction starts means wear and tear starts. So the black is the wear and tear layer. So this wear and tear is keep on increasing. So that wear and tear is, we call it as a script B. And what is a, we try to define what is a vikar. So we have to understand what is a Maya. So Maya is what? Maya means you are really, we are a soul, but we feel that we are a body. Actually, we are a soul. So this is Maya. So when you are a soul conscious, we know we are soul. So when we are soul, our outlook is unlimited, infinity. But when we become body conscious, our output becomes limited. So there is a greed and all that. So we'll not go into details. So automatically, when outlook becomes limited, there are vikars. So these vikar are depicted by the black layers. So this Maya is the black layer. So there is a script S when it, the executed lubrication layer is peeled off, and we can call it a pralabdha. So this dotted line is, this is what is a pralabdha we have accumulated, and this pralabdha is peels off. The two for this two use, gold and silver, the pralabdha becomes zero, and then till that time we are experiencing sada sukha or karmic is zero. We call it as a ideal, in thermodynamics form we call it as an ideal scenario. When that is executed, then there is a script B is executed, there is wear and tear, so there is internal friction. So vikar is always attached to source, internal friction. So the vikar, so things become non-deterministic because the karma ki gati will come into the picture, karmic accounts, and we are experiencing sukh and dukh, plus and minus, and this is what is the real world. So this is what is the real world. So here everything is deterministic, but everything is also, this is a deterministic world, and this is what is a real world, and this is how the cycle goes on. And because of this vikar, so the vikar is, kind of a body consciousness. So what it shows is that how do we say that vikar is stored in hard disk, and this is the black layer, or it is because of the body consciousness. So when you take more and more buzz, you become more and more body conscious, and vikar increases. A lot of things are stored in hard disk. And what is the definition of the vikar? So vikar is something, is our all bad habits or bad dreams, or sometimes we react. We feel that we should not have reacted. Why we are reacted? Because it is the vikar which is stored in subconscious mind. It could be because of our past births also. So this is the hard disk. So this is what is a vikar. So everybody has a vikar, and that we can, manifestation of that is we react even if we don't want to. So it is beyond our conscious mind. Conscious mind is, we conscious mind we respond, but other the subconscious mind and unconscious mind, because of this black layer, we react. And why? Because they're old habits, and some of the habits could be because of the past births, and then we can see the bad dreams and also this is what is the definition of the vikar. Why I'm so much harping on vikar is that the spirituality is about vikars only, and this journey is also about vikars. So let us say that this lubrication layer peeled off, then we will become friction counts, and vikar is increasing. So we go up to this one. So one way is that if there are only two actors, then you can go up to the infinity. The vikar will keep on increasing, and it will, soul or even there will be thermal breakdown. So that is one way. But if it is a cycle, if it is a cycle, That is what yada yada dharmasya glanini bharata. Then there is a metaphysics, the Avtaran of Param Purush, and that also say yuge yuge. So it has to be every cycle. So that is what it happens. And if that happens, then there is Avtaran of Supreme Soul. We already seen the characteristic Q is infinity, number is zero, frequency is less than zero. This is the third actor. This was the second actor. This is the first actor. Parampurian, this is the only soul which has a charge, and this is the only soul which doesn't take birth. So this soul doesn't take any birth. So this we have already seen the current. The key is that once this happens in the Sangam Yug, one, two, three, fourth Sangam Yug, and then when you interact with this, so there are two options. If you, as we say, that if the cycle has to see, this is what has happened up to this point, and if this was, it would have gone up to infinity, or that is what even Darwin says. If it had gone with the, even if it entropy says also, but then if there is a cycle, then it has to go back. So as I said, there's a red arrow and there's a black arrow. So once this avatarana is there, so the settlement period has started. So either if there is a cycle, then cycle means the vikar has to be zero. Then and then there is a next cycle, because this is a y-axis was a vikar function of the vikar, and we say the A1 and A2 both are at the same axis. So vikar has to become zero, so it has to become by yog or bhog. So once you yog is this red path. So this is by yog what happens, that through Raj Yog we will remove the vikar on our own, and we'll all generate another script. So this path will be taken by the souls with the two scripts. So this is the path, the vikar is reducing, then is almost become the original. And then this conscious mind when it's going to soul world, it will convert into the script. Here, for these things, the part is only from here. There is the vikar. They will not use the path of the yoga. There will be the part of the bhog. So the part of the bhog, so there will be reshaping, or karma bhog, and with karma bhog it will become black layer will goes off, and then you will come back to here. So most of the souls, even with the souls with the script test, they will not remove all the vikas using yoga. So there will be a combination of yoga and book. So there will be a karma book, and plus there will be script test. So depending on that script test, because in the script test, they can come here, they can come here, they can come here, depending on the uh, their purusharth. Mm. So so that's where the definition of the spirituality is a metaphysics. So based on this red arrow, there is based on this knowledge that it is Maya, means we are soul and we are not body. And based on that, if you can communicate with the God, then the removal, this black layer will be removed by charging, and that it can be only removed by frequency zero. And see, you have to understand that this is beyond it has come out from the beyond this red boundary. So because here thermodynamic law of entropy works up to this. So some metaphysics, that phenomena has to happen, so which will counter the entropy. So that is what is Uttaran, where the default majority of that will be settled by the book. So there is a black line is a majority, red line is a minority, people with the two scripts. And let us see the journey of the soul. So this, I have seen the whole world. So this is part one is a golden age. This is a silver age, part two. This is the copper age, and this is the iron age. So one, two, three, four. But then here in this part, there is Avtaran. So that is coincide with the iron age. So there are two paths. One is by yoke. So this is yoke. So let's just say that. So this is the Nirvikari world. So the one and two is the Nirvikari world. And then this is a Vikari world. So three and four is a Vikari world. So this is a Vikari world. And then this is the Sangam world. So in the Sangam world, we can, purify by interacting with Paramatma. And as I said that when cycle is completed, when you purify, everybody will go back. Only the things with script B will go back here. Otherwise, this script will will start from the Nirvikari world, and this will directly come to the Vikari world. And this is the total cycle that has already been explained. Now, again, we shall see, which we have already seen. We again see this with mathematical, with scientifically. See, we know that this is x-axis, so this is x-axis, the time axis. Then we will see the y-axis. This is y-axis, is the quality of the two actors. So this is the y-axis. This is a kind of, we can see that y-axis is a function of time. That is, this quality is almost a function of time, because by default we will see vikar will keep on increasing. You cannot do anything about it. As the time passes, as the script is executing, the vikar is going to increase. Here the increase is much less because it's deterministic, and here the increase is much higher. It could be exponential also, which is which is shown by this curve. So this is the line is shown to simplify our mathematics. So this is Vikar. So at the time when there is Avtaran, this is what is Avtaran, at that particular point of time. So this is the time. So till this time, Vikar is going to, because they are body conscious, Vikar is going to keep on increasing. At this particular time, Vikar, there is a settlement period. So Vikar will increase, and then it is trying to reduce and then become zero. So either this way or that way. So that is why, as I said, that the spirituality is actually the function of the time, or it is actually the function of the time when Paramatma is Avtaran. So that is what is the spirituality. And then there is the next cycle. So in the next cycle, what is happening is, this is the next cycle. So here, actually, the next cycle, if it is by this black arrow, then this will be a black arrow. This is what normally happens. So this will come here only, and here, if it is red one, this will come here. So it will go to the red one of the next cycle. And that going to the red one, or what I mean is red one is what is an ideal cycle, or we can say that where the karma bhog is zero, and that is what is so by my. So by metaphysics yoga, if you go to the this is the ideal world. If you go to the irreversible ideal world, this is what is called as a spiritual. This is the definition of the spirituality. And what we have seen is that we have seen the drama is written in the script in the souls. We have seen all the actors, Param, Purush, Purush, and Prakriti, all the three actors. Actually, we have seen Purush controls the Prakriti, but once there is Avtaran, the subset of the Purush is with the script S, it is controlled by Purush. So Param Purush controls the Purush, in turn controls the Prakriti, and because of that only there is a cycle. But Param Purush triggers the settlement period, so either by yoga or bhog, and then we have also space. So drama is equal to actors plus space, means we have seen three worlds. Here we see two worlds, we will see the three, and the time. Time we have seen it is a cyclic journey, so it's Q. So Q is increasing, see Q is reducing, Q minus black layer is reducing again. In Sangam layer, it increasing, and before it again comes back to the soul world. It is, so this cycle keeps on going on and on. So this is the drama cycle. And so this is all what we have seen is, we have seen there are 9 laws. We have seen 4 macro laws. This is the diagram. Then we have seen this is going from Sato to Tamo, then it is coming Sato to Tamo, so that is a cycle. And then we have seen this cyclic journey.